Kayla Wallace talks about Landman Episode 3's snake scene and how it'll affect Rebecca's story arc going further. Taking place in West Texas, the podcast-inspired series dives into the oil industry and what it means to be a landman. Rebecca Falcone is a liability attorney sent by Shepard Hastings to deal with the aftermath of a TTP oil tanker crashing into a MTEX oil plane that had been stolen by a cartel. However, Falcone's arrival is bad news for Billy Bob Thornton's Tommy Norris, because the company might blame the whole thing on him. Recalling the snake scene, Wallace tells Screen Rant about what it represents for her sharp-witted attorney. The actor reveals that the snake was real, and she was absolutely terrified when filming in the scene, even though proper safety was in effect. Talking about her character, Wallace reveals that Rebecca is an outsider who gets thrown into the danger of the world, and right away, she comes face to face with a snake, but the attorney is going to adapt, shuck and jive with the information, and win the case. Check out what she said below. What this means for Landman. Rebecca is likely to win the case. Based on the Boomtown podcast by Christian Wallace, Landman was created by Yellowstone's Taylor Sheridan, who is known for crafting relatable stories against authentic backdrops. The series was filmed in real locations across Fort Worth, Texas, including the American Association of Professional Landmen headquarters, Fort Worth Petroleum Club, Texas Christian University, and Ratliff Stadium. Using a real snake in the scene echoes with Taylor Sheridan's emphasis on authenticity for his shows. Wallace's comment also suggests that the snake scene was an important event for Rebecca in Landman Episode 3, and she might refer to this scene later in her defense of the case. Her comment about Rebecca stopping at nothing to win her case also seemingly teases that, despite the obstacles and challenges, MTEX Oil has a high chance of resolving the case, and it's just a matter of how. Our take on Rebecca in Landman. Rebecca represents viewers' perspective. Billy Bob Thornton as Tommy and Kayla Wallace as Rebecca standing next to a truck in Landman. Rebecca is one of the few female characters in Landman, and unlike family members of those working in the oil business, Wallace's character represents an outsider's perspective. As someone who studies liability and has never set foot in Fort Worth, Rebecca knows little about how everything works. Her relationship with Tommy Norris is also touch and go. The snake scene is pivotal for Rebecca because it's the first time she faces the danger of the Wild West instead of looking at it from the outside. As a liability attorney, Rebecca has the power to blame the whole thing on Norris and call it a day, and whether she is Team Norris is still too early to tell. Wallace's comment brings some assurance about the attorney's character and the journey she embarks on in Landman Season 1 and beyond. Despite Rebecca's tough exterior, she's highly compassionate and intuitive. The attorney still has a lot to learn, and Tommy is the only person who can show her the harsh reality of the oil business.